Alrighty, folks, you know I'm feeling great on a Tuesday morning because Chairman members cashed in on 5 different premium selections on my premium site yesterday. We had the Jazz, Duke, Baylor, Florida Panthers, and the over in the Wizards game. And the only way you could have accessed all of those winners is to join my full access, all-inclusive Chairman package. Chairman members get access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And of course, as an added bonus, you also get access to my Chairman podcast, absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. And of course, before we go ahead and move on, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to our NBA free pick video here today for Tuesday, March 5th, 2024. Happy Tuesday to you. Hopefully you had a great start to your week. Of course, my name is Brock Page. I've been dishing out free sports picks right here on YouTube since 2016. And you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on the free videos and what I do on my premium site. Well, what I do here on the free videos is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sports side in total. And what I do on my premium site is actually share with you which one of these free plays on these videos that I actually like the best. And of course, if you don't need access to all of my premium selections, but maybe you could use like one a day, you may want to think about signing up for my daily best play. It costs just $1.99 for 30 days of service. You get one premium selection of mine every single day for the next 30 days. The math works out to be just 6 cents a day. I'm also 5-0 in my last 5 daily best plays, 3-0 in my last 3 extra daily picks. And finally, folks, we're hitting at 75%. My last dozen Chairman package picks in that membership alone. And the good news is we have plays going off in all of those packages here today. It's patreon.com/BrockPage. And of course, guys, now it is time to get into the free content, the stuff we actually are here for. Let's go ahead and dive in. Magic Hornets, 7 o'clock Eastern start time. Orlando is -8.5, totals 207 and a hook. And even though this isn't a great spot for Orlando, I think they should be able to cover here. They've been incredible. They've been incredibly tough to score against, both at home and on the road. The Magic are in the top 5 in the East in points allowed per game while traveling. Meanwhile, as a team, they've gotten the W in 8 out of their last 10. They went 70% against the point spread during that time frame. And they're taking on a struggling Charlotte team who lost their last 4 straight. And they simply can't score points themselves. Charlotte's a bottom 3-point producing team on their own hardwood. And out of 30 contests in their own building this year, the Hornets got the W only 8 times. Now, injury-wise, Curry, Martin Ball, and Williams are still out. Nick Richards is day-to-day. Meanwhile, for Orlando on the other side, they are mostly healthy except for Markelle Fultz. He is questionable. Now, total-wise, the Magic saw their last 5 straight stay under the number. Unders against the likes of Detroit, Utah, and Brooklyn. And out of Charlotte's last 9 outings, they saw the under cash in all of those contests except for one. Give me the Magic -8.5, under 207 and a hook. Next game, Hawks and Knicks, 7:30 Eastern start time. New York's 2.5, totals 217. And the Knicks have done a nice job getting the W at MSG. They're 12-6 against the Eastern Conference at home, and a lot of that is due to some tough defensive play. The Knicks allow fewer points a game at home than any other roster in the NBA except for one. And of course, that's especially bad news for an Atlanta team who's going to work without their top scorer, Trae Young. Had surgery on his hand this week and should be out for a handful of weeks. And out of Atlanta's last 7 ball games, they took loss in all of those matchups except for 2. They continue to struggle on the defensive end of the court. Now, Atlanta gives up more fourth quarter points than any other roster in the NBA, really struggling late in games. When it comes to the injury list, Randall and Anunoby are still inactive. Jalen Brunson's still nursing that knee. Keep an eye on him. He has not been scratched. He's officially listed as questionable, so you definitely want to keep an eye on Brunson. Meanwhile, for Atlanta on the other side, Young and Okongwu are still out. Bufkin's questionable. 6 out of Atlanta's last 10 ball games fell under the total. They've also had a tough time scoring against New York in recent meetings. They've been held to just 107 points per contest in their last 10 head-to-head gatherings. Meanwhile, New York's currently 22-9 to the under at Madison Square Garden. Give me the Knicks -2.5, under 217. Next game, Celtics Cavs, 7:30 East. Boston -8, total 218. Boston should be able to take care of business in this spot here. They play better offense, play better defense. And out of their last 10 gatherings with the Cavs, they held Cleveland to just 108 points a game. So if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. We should see more of the same here today because Cleveland's top scorer, Donovan Mitchell, still out with a knee injury. And even when they're mostly healthy, the Cavs struggle to score points late. They're a bottom 10 point producing team in the second half. Now in the Cavs' last 9 ball games, they've been awful covering the point spread. They failed to cover in all of those contests except for one. Mitchell, Jerome, and Max Strus are out. Okoro and LeVert are questionable. Meanwhile, for Boston, Porzingis and Brown are banged up, officially listed as day-to-day. 6 out of the Celtics' last 10 ball games fell under the total. Meanwhile, Cleveland saw unders recently against the likes of the Knicks, Pistons, and Wizards. Give me the Celtics -8, under 218. Next game, Pistons Heat, 7:30 p.m. East. Miami's 11.5, totals 217. And as good as they've been here recently, I don't think Miami's going to cover this large number here. They're just 2-17 against the point spread in their own building this year. And they've got a handful of guys who do not shoot it well. Terry Rozier's making just 38% of his field goals with Miami, 24% shooting from three-land. And as good as he's been on defense, Jaime Jaquez, he's been little threat shooting it from three-land. Jaime is making just 31% of his attempts from beyond the arc. And they're facing a Detroit squad who isn't helpless covering the point spread. The Pistons covered the number recently against the likes of the Bulls, Knicks, and Clippers. And out of 31 contests this year on the road, the Pistons have a winning record against the point spread. And most of that is due to some solid rebounding. The Pistons are actually a top 3 defensive rebounding team on the road in the East. Most of that is thanks to Jalen Duren, who's 5th in the NBA in boards. Now, injury-wise, Detroit's mostly healthy at the moment, except for Quentin Grimes. He's questionable with that knee injury. Meanwhile, for Miami on the other side, they're a little banged up at the moment themselves. Love, Richardson, and Hero are out. Caleb Martin's got a bad thumb. Keep an eye on him. 7 out of Miami's last 9 ball games fell under the total. Meanwhile, out of Detroit's last 9 outings, the under cashed in every single one of those matchups. Give me the Pistons +11.5, under 217. Next game, Pelicans-Raptors, 7:30 Eastern tip-off. New Orleans is -8.5, totals 229, and the Pelicans should wipe the floor with these guys here tonight. They're better on both offense and defense. When it comes to shooting the long ball, the Pelicans have had, they've been solid on the road doing that. They're in the top 3 in the West in shooting the long ball away from home. CJ McCollum is drilling nearly 43% of his attempts from three-land. Herbert Jones, he's making 42% of his three-pointers himself. And they're facing a Toronto team who has a losing record at home, and they've certainly struggled against the West. Out of 22 out-of-conference ball games, the Raptors got the W only 7 times. When it comes to defensive play, the Raptors have certainly had a tough time slowing anybody down. They're in the bottom 10 in defensive field goal percentage. Now, injury-wise, Pirtle, Brown, and Barnes are out for the Raptors. And when it comes to the total, Toronto's 9-2 to the under in their last 11 out-of-conference home games. Meanwhile, the Pelicans saw 7 out of their last 9 stay under the line themselves. Give me the Pelicans -8.5, under 229. Next game, Sixers-Nets, 7:30 East. Philly 2.5, total 217 and a hook. And I do have some concerns about Philly offensively. They actually do not shoot it great on the road. They're in the bottom 5 in the East in offensive three-point percentage while traveling. And unfortunately, when they miss those shots, they rarely get it right back. Philly's also a bottom 5 offensive rebounding team on the road in the NBA. And unfortunately for them, the Nets do actually rebound well in the Barclays Center. Brooklyn's a top 10 offensive rebounding team at home. And as short as this number is, you still got to consider the fact that the Nets do tend to cover the point spread at home. They're currently 15-6 against the number in Brooklyn. That's good for over 71% in that particular category. Now, injury-wise, Bum Simmons is questionable. Cam Thomas day-to-day. Meanwhile, for Philly, Melton, Embiid, and Covington are still out for them. Cam Payne's also questionable. The Sixers went 7-2 to the under in their last 9. Brooklyn saw 6 out of their last 9 stay under the total themselves. Give me Brooklyn plus 2.5, under 217 and a hook. Next ball game, Spurs Rockets, 8 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Houston 7.5, total 228. And as bad as the Rockets have been this season, they really don't lose a lot at home. They're 10 games above 500 in the Toyota Center. They covered the point spread in nearly 70% of those games. And much of that success is due to some super tough defense. Houston has the second lowest defensive three-point percentage at home in the NBA. And unfortunately for San Antonio, they are the worst in the association in shooting the long ball. These guys are dead last in offensive three-point percentage. And out of 33 contests away from home this year, the Spurs got the W only 6 times. Now, injury-wise, Wemby's questionable with a shoulder. Keep an eye on him. Julian Champagnie is also day-to-day with an ankle. Now, total-wise, the Spurs saw unders in 7 out of their last 9. Meanwhile, Houston 65% to the under in their in-conference home games. Give me Houston minus 7.5, under 228. Next game, Pacers Mavericks, 8:30 p.m. East. Dallas 4.5, total 246. And of course, both teams have some incredibly disparaging qualities that make this one tough to handicap. For Indy, they're one of the worst defensive teams in the game. Meanwhile, for Dallas, there's a possibility they won't be able to capitalize on that because Luka Doncic is currently battling an ankle problem, currently listed as questionable, has not been confirmed to suit up here yet. And as a team, both squads have lost 3 out of their last 4 ball games, respectively. When it comes to the total, more conflicting factors that make this one tough to pick. Now, obviously, that injury report throws a bit of a snafu in my decision-making. Also, Dallas saw 3 out of their last 4 get over the total. But the Pacers, on the other side, well, they saw 3 out of their last 4 stay under the total. So if you want to see whether I'm making a play on the money line total or against the point spread in this one, this game is being featured as my NBA tier package pick on my premium site. The link is in my bio. But as far as making a free pick is concerned, no free pick. Next and final matchup, Suns Nuggets, 10 o'clock Eastern tip-off. Denver's 9.5, total 223. And the Red Hot Nuggets have won their last 6 straight. They're starting to cover some point spreads. They successfully covered in all of those victories during their current winning streak except for one. And out of 29 contests in the Ball Arena this season, Denver got the W in all of those games except for 5. They've been just absolutely dominant in the Mile High City. And of course, Phoenix is banged up right now on the other side of things here. Booker, Lee, Okogie, and Little. They're all scratches for tonight's contest. Of course, big Jusuf Nurkic, he's also questionable with a calf injury. For some reason, the Suns have notoriously struggled offensively against the Nuggets. They failed to cover in 8 out of their last 10 meetings with Denver. And they were held to just 107 points a game on average in those gatherings. Now, Phoenix saw their last 7 straight all stay under the total. Meanwhile, Denver saw unders recently against the likes of Miami, Sacramento, and Golden State. Give me the Nuggets minus 9.5, under 223. And with that, folks, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Orlando Magic minus 8.5, under 207 and a hook. New York Knicks minus 2.5, under 217. I'm 5-0, my last 5 daily best plays on my premium site. The link is in my bio. Celtics minus 8, under 218. Pistons plus 11.5, under 217. Pelicans minus 8.5, under 229. Nets plus 2.5, under 217 and a hook. Houston minus 7.5, under 228. No free pick in the Pacers Mavericks game. And give me Denver minus 9.5, under 223. That's going to do it for me. Don't forget to check me out on my premium site. Now, if you do end up getting a membership here today on patreon.com/BrockPage, Just a friendly reminder, you're going to get access to that membership every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you're also going to get access to all of my cheaper memberships absolutely free. They're going to be included with your purchase. That's why I always tell folks that Chairman Package, it's a full access, all-inclusive membership. It gives you access to every single premium selection of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days. And as an added bonus, you also get access to my Chairman podcast every single day during that time frame, absolutely free. It's included with your purchase. But most importantly, guys, gotta thank you for joining me right here on the free video. Really hope you enjoyed all this great free content, all this great free information. With that said, happy Tuesday to you. Best of luck to you. And I look forward to seeing you later on today on my premium site at patreon.com/BrockPage.